Raiders on the right. Mike Meldman down in that front row. Egon Durbin. Pickens, and great catch, but out of bounds.
Really great coverage there by Eric Stokes. I mean, we've seen him make some miraculous catches and just a little too far out of bounds, but it was close. But this has been the problem for Dallas. They've just not been able to finish drives down here in the red zone.
By Jason Jobs on that last effort by Pickens. Here's Lamb, wide open, backs in for the touchdown.
Well, they're in zone coverage, and Polamalu, he just doesn't carry it. And whether or not he's supposed to, and somebody has to be able to carry that to keep it from happening. But great job by Dallas, and wait.
Are you ready for this?
Into the end zone, CeeDee Lamb. 12th year they've done that. The offensive line has done it. Raising money to purchase industry on the return to the 31. Let's go down to Lisa.
Joe, the last time the Dallas knee brace, he came to the sidelines, took his pants off. They got the brace properly put back.
Talked about it, Troy, when we had Jaden Daniels. They're just players. When you have that knee brace,
when the brace starts to slide.
Here's Geno Smith, fakes the throw and slides with a nice gain on.
Coordinator. He was a coordinator last year for the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes, and now he's back into the NFL. And one of the struggles they've had in the offensive line, they've moved people around again tonight. They traded their #1 wide receiver in Jacoby
Mostert is able to fight for a first down. He had called, talking about Chip Kelly, 12 consecutive.
Really much of the year, but especially tonight, is run the 2 tight end packages, multiple tight ends. Brock Bowers back in 2023. He's a good player as well. So that's a good tandem to kind of build.
Well, when you have
three to the defense a little bit, and when you've got tight, it's one thing to have good tight ends. It's another thing when you've got 2 good, really good. It pretty much, this offense runs through Brock Bowers, and rightfully so.
Delayed handoff, Genty, who we just highlighted catching the ball, but he does it all.
Yeah, and Ashton Genty, he's going to be a heck of a play that they've had up front. And he's only had 1 run all year over 18 yards, and he's a big play waiting to happen to allow him to get to the next level.
Smith in trouble, drops it off, and then Gentry the tight ends, but really not much on the outside. It doesn't back a defense off, which would then give room to a.
Of course, their former owner Al Davis, he loves speed, and this team does have some speed, but it's with these young receivers, just letting them know what he's looking for.
Blitz coming. Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys for big number 92 and a loss of 9. Jerry loving every second.
Face off here against Quinnen Williams, and he just drove right back into Geno Smith. And Quinnen Williams this year, like we've seen from him in prior years, but pairing him with Kenny Clark, that was big.
There on the edge, Kalen Carson made the play. Quinnen Williams with pressure yet again.
Anytime you're an all-pro player and as great as he's been for the New York Jets, as we take a look at this drop by Genty, but pairing him along with Kenny Clark, and you have to kind of prove yourself all over bye week with the Jets the week before Dallas had the bye week last week, so he's well rested.
Lay a game on the punt team. Tom McMahon started this year as the special teams coordinator. He bought. They've had 2 punts blocked this season as Cole has to get rid of another and is able to get to the 21 with a return of 13 yards. And it's down by Tom Brady and sportscaster Jim Gray. Javonte Williams gets popped by Landon Roberts.
Boy, I'll say that's what this guy has always been, and he reads it and he comes up just as Javonte Williams starts to lose his feet.
10th year in the league. With Pittsburgh a year ago, former New England Pits off the edge. Pickens makes the catch and then fights his way to first.
And Roberts, the other linebacker that they have is Jamal Adams. who's been in the league a long time, has been through a lot of injuries, and he was with, is that he's been healthy. He's played every game this year, but they now use him instead of at safety. He's the Vegas Raiders.
Play action. Prescott under pressure. He got it to Ferguson. Right now they're calling.
Sure, I think that one might have hit the ground. We'll take a look at it here.
After replay assist, this is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he just had to get it out. Hey, Jake Ferguson, they come, as a lot of Cowboys fans know, and people that are fans of his, the grandson of the great Barry Alvarez. He's a heck of a player. He doesn't let up ever.
2nd down and 10. Pickens has been busy.
Well, Joe, Max Crosby's intensity is palpable on this Raiders sideline. He was frustrated after they gave up the seat. This team is going to score. He wants to see resiliency out of this Raiders defense. We're seeing some of it on this drive.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb, 1st down and into Raiders territory, and a perfect throw from.
We're seeing from Dak Prescott earlier in the year. The ball coming out on time. They send CeeDee Lamb in a short just puts his foot in the ground, knows exactly where he's going the football, and delivers a strike. Yeah, that's the best way to beat a ball out on time.
Crosby coming off the edge. They run away from him, and Malik Davis gets 10. So 2nd down and less than 1 coming up, but a good run by Davis.
Yeah, really nice job. And Brevin span forward play. But then you see the lane that opens up, and if they can get Malik Davis going and really create that 1-2.
Back to Williams. He's able to get the 1st down. Jaden, impact in the pass game, if nothing else. He's only got 1 catch. He's carried it 22 times, and he's not even active for the game.
He had a fumble a few weeks ago against Denver. He didn't lose it, but he did fumble it, and he's been a healthy scratch.
With good blocking. Floated for CeeDee Lamb. Down to the 14.
It really was. He delivered the ball that he had to. It was a great job by Prescott. Really good route here by CeeDee Lamb and so to lay it over the top. You watch a lot of these young quarterbacks, and Dak certainly is not a young quarterback, but the young guy, when you're making some of those throws.
Longest play of the game, 23 yards, as Williams is wrapped up.
Defensively for the Raiders, just looking at it and where they are. I mean, let's be realistic about this. This in the first half, they just simply cannot afford to give up another touchdown to Dallas and stay in this game.
Looking left all the way. Javonte Williams looking for blocks, and boy, was that well.
Good defense in the way they rally to the football, because he makes the first guy miss, but then all of a sudden there's 4 black Raiders defensively. You're going to see he makes the first group miss, but here they all come.
Broke 1 tackle, but he's short of a 1st down by about 1.5 yards. Polamalu could not bring him down. Saying take the points. He's not listening.
Yeah, he's not listening. He's not going to take the points here. If he had gotten tackled right where he caught the football, I'm not so sure Schottenheimer doesn't settle for the 3 points. But
so during the timeout, we'll keep an eye on the field and see if that offense stays out there on a 4th down. On the bench, on the sideline for the first possession, and then they went to work.
Yeah, they sure did. The touchdown to CeeDee Lamb, just really a good route. A lot of smiling faces over there on the sideline. Schottenheimer.
All right, back to 4th down and 1.
Here we go. This is an up.
End zone, touchdown, Cowboys. Ferguson.
And here on 4th down. A little surprised by that decision as well, but there's just nobody even in
on the imaginary wall. And before the extra point, they blow this one dead. Dak is up to 7 on the
start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. We'll run the
drives for the Cowboys. Bass was guilty of a false start. And Prescott after that slow Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, after that slow start, they have certainly heated up.
To the dismay of Max Crosby, but he's happy. Forward by Verizon. Dallas Cowboys leading by 11. Laobi is returning it for the Raiders. Teammates did after an 18-yard pickup. Lisa, We talked to Dak about his relationship. It's always been good with
the way he trained in the offseason. Didn't want to be a robot. He wanted to see what Dak sees. So he started to pick apart all the plays, would get on where Dak wants me to be. He says it's completely unlocked his game.
Yeah, he's having a great year. You saw the graphic. Time is caught by the tight end Bowers. Another big play to number 89 for 16.
Well, good try to navigate then was Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, and he tries dropping underneath it, but one of the few times
have crossed midfield on each of their first 4 possessions, but have just 6 points. Field and watch out. Tucker, the target. And Malik Hooker was closing on it.
I guess Geno Smith just never really saw him, and I'm a little surprised by that because he was driving on this one hard. He might come out the Raiders and try to run the ball a little bit more. Dallas has been running this 4-man defensive front.
Head around. That pass came out fast with Clowney applying pressure on Geno Smith. It turns to
try to do defensively with their defensive line. If they were going to play 5 guys across the offensive flexibility and some of the looks that you're able to get. I haven't seen a lot of that here tonight.
Smith. Lockett. First down. Good for 14 and a much needed first down.
It really was, and just not a great job of coverage. Carroll, and then along with Geno Smith in Seattle. Geno was lobbying for him to get another guy in that wide receiver.
So again, 5th time across midfield for the Raiders. Good protection. Genty, his 3rd balance to this offense tonight for the Raiders. They're not running the ball at all. They've thrown it
because Geno Smith scrambled on one of them. So yeah, even less than what we think. You know, they just have not.
First down as Leofau makes that tackle, a gain of 8.
But this was the drive they needed, Joe. After there's a
well, they missed
I agree.
Face mask on Kenneth Murray. Genty 4 catches, just 2 rushes. Off the hand of Kenneth Murray. Turn of 25 yards, and Bell on the play made by Kenneth Murray gets the take.
Training day starts with a Celsius. First, the weight room. Squat, press, arms. Okay, that was clean. Then I study my playbook. Gotta stay sharp on both sides of the ball. Quick pose for the cameras.
Well, that was an interception by Marquise Bell. His first.
Yeah, Kenneth Murray, he's able to get underneath this throw. Geno Smith just trying to fit it into Bowers, and Kenneth Murray 59 by Geno Smith this year.
Prescott airing it out. Pickens the target and not secure it.
Yeah, he came down pretty hard. He's up, so he's okay. It was an opportunity. I like to try to make a big play, get the ball up just a little bit overthrown to where Pickens isn't able to go up and use his big size to make.
Lonnie Johnson missed 8 games. Fractured it.
Tyree Wilson, he's one of these guys that they need to kind of get going a little bit.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 when we Cowboys, who lead by 11. They got the interception, have not moved the ball since. And a flag. And there's another flag back in the holes on this play.
Well, they're getting together and going to talk through it. They brought 6-man rush, but you're right, at the top of this, there's the Max Crosby coming in. Didn't see a lot there. A lot of activity.
Guyton and Malcolm Kuntz who got in it. So Brett Allen. Here's the pass interference on CeeDee Lamb by Darnay Holmes.
There are 2 fouls in the play. Pass interference of the defense is enforced from the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
It was a pretty good shot, I'll say that, but
I hope he's going to be okay.
Pass interference on 3rd and long.
It looks serious.
20.
WrestleMania is here. Comes out, but he was down. And Williams with a big carry on first down.
Early on the field is down by.
What I've seen of Javonte Williams, not only tonight, but throughout this season, talked about his journey and how he got to this point. As you see that, what a nice job, even on that last run, just being patient, knowing where the hole was going to open up, seeing it, getting.
Dallas spends their second timeout. Minute 20 to go. First, Denver early fourth quarter missed a snap because of.
He's got to make a play here.
And this one.
3, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And that's quite a burden on Max Crosby, and it's one that he's bared real offense. And he's the one guy that's capable of really taking over a football game we've watched this season.
Only the second Dallas penalty of the game backs him up 5. Prescott able to step. Cowboy, the celebration by Pickens, who jumped onto the base of the goalpost and slid to the.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 3.
Well, you see what they do to Max Crosby to neutralize that pass rush, and it gives then Dak Prescott some time. He gets the ball to Pickens. Nice job run after the catch route, and he's able to create the separation, and then it's just a foot race, and it's all George Pickens for the score.
And there's another flag down as Aubrey hits it.
Up.
Prescott 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers on the last 3 drives. Who, after that early benching, has tied a career high for targets in the first half with 8.
Saw through the first 4 or 5 games of the season, they're at 250 yards of total offense here in this first half.
Zone. The penalty is declined, and the PAT is good.
So we move on. After him into the end zone, after he got around Lonnie Johnson, and now the kickoff. And the return out near the 30 by Lawbeck. Take a look at Dak Prescott tonight and chewed up a lot of yardage.
Yeah, he really has. And after that first sack that the Raiders were, the Cowboys certainly understand, and everyone does that watches this team. If you protect Dak Prescott, he's got a lot of weapons and
able to get out of bounds and stop the clock. 58 seconds left. 3 timeouts for the Raiders. Game with 3 or more touchdown passes, and we are not even through a half. Ron Bland with Lockett the target. And this defense, Troy, and there's a flag down.
5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
There are 6 compared to their last game in that loss to Arizona. We'll go through them here in a second. On first down, and the clock continues to run. They've got 3 timeouts. And now they decide to take one. This game against Arizona, it was a defense that got chewed up. Well, they've added Savone Revel, their 3rd round pick, DeMarvion Overshown, their linebacker, and Malik Hooker, who is really.
We've seen some of that now. The real test is going to be coming in the games ahead, because they've got a gauntlet of games after they get through the Las Vegas Raiders. Less than 200 yards of offense, and so it's not a great test as we know it, but he's getting some action tonight, and I know they're excited about him.
First down. Again, Logan Wilson, the recent Cincinnati Bengal, making you inside the broadcast booth. Joe Buck, the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. Slow start for that offense. The offense looks real good for
expected to see, quite honestly. I mean, you come into this game in Dallas, who's had a couple of hiccups the last couple of games that they've played. They had done some good things as well. So this is a good sign, because after they made those trades and they got a couple of these guys in, and then especially against this Vegas offense.
That's Mayer. They considered a first-round talent, but he tore his ACL 14 months ago, almost 200 pounds, and they have high hopes for him.
They sure do. And yeah, when you're able to get a guy like that, Cowboys, their training staff, they do a fantastic job of rehabbing these guys with ACLs. They come back typically.
The final of the half by the Raiders. And with 23 seconds left, it'll be a first down. They can somehow, some way manage some points and then do something coming out after
to answer and try to narrow the gap a little bit. It'd be really something if they're able to come away with a touchdown. But on this drive is kind of how they have to operate. They just can't get the big chunk.
Incomplete pass for now with Quinnen Williams right there again.
Yeah, I think that's going to be intentional ground. And Quinnen Williams making his presence known.
It goes down as an incomplete pass, and James Houston combining to make the play on Geno Smith. Guess they're saying that Raheem Mostert was
that affected where the ball went, so no intentional grounding.
And now second down and 10, 19 seconds left. Flag on the play, and the pass incomplete with Geno Smith and
sitting on the route, so he's going to take it to the end zone.
Defense number 42 lined up in the neutral zone.
Now they pick up 5 neutral zone, so that's a positive. But down here in the red zone, this is hard. You're going to see he's going to run right by him, but when you're throwing the ball as quickly as Geno Smith is, that's hard to it's hard to see.
To throw it away, had to jump up to get rid of it with pressure by Dante Fowler. So third to make sure they come out of here with points.
Yeah, I mean he's got to take a shot. They cannot complete a ball inbound. A shot now. What we're seeing is positive for Dallas. They're getting pressure on the quarterback. They only had issues throughout the year.
Timeout taken by Dallas. This is an offensive line that has moved their center Jordan Meredith to right guard and put Wilt Putnam off the bench in and active again, and still awaits his first snaps from scrimmage in his rookie year. So
end zone, and that's it. I mean that's what Geno Smith has.
To go incomplete with Bowers the target, covered by Carson. And the other, Kalen Carson, had coverage.
Yeah, right idea. Bowers, he's going to body him up, and he turns much like you would in basketball. Of Bowers turns around. He's got Kalen Carson then on his back. He's able to make a play, but the ball, he's expecting him to come back.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is good. He's 3 for 3 on the night.